I guess I want to start today's video off about how resilient has evolved over the last 26 days. It's 26 days of making content or posting something, whether it's a picture or a video. And I've learned so much in that time. And the goal for me is to help as many people as possible and to grow this thing called the Resilient Collective, where I want people with influence to come together and do good things around the world. But I wanted to summarize where I am at this week with the latest on Resilient, and use this long form as more of a grow with me platform, and to show you the work that I'm doing behind the scenes in terms of what we do. So let's start off by, I started this brand, Resilient. I say brand, I don't think it's a brand, a name, Resilient, back in maybe October, November. And the reason I did that was because I felt like that was something that I've really learned how to be resilient. Through my life, I've had so many difficult life events that I think have been fundamental to how I've got to where I am now. And they have been through illnesses, through things relating to those illnesses, and then difficulties in losing people. And everyone struggles and has their own moments of resilience. And I think it's something that we don't recognise ourselves enough, that how resilient we are. And I think that's something that's really important to me. So the Resilient brand came out of that because I really wanted to help give back all these unfortunate life skills I've had to learn and go through, but help support people through it as well. And a part of the video today will touch on something I'm really interested in, trying to start a little community. But it's all about like coming away from the me first element of my life, like me first to everything, and trying to put people first and give back and support people around me. But the evolution of Resilience started off as that sort of a name to a few slideshow carousel pictures that I would put on Instagram. And they were really important to me because they were the first steps for me to try and get my voice out there and help people and express everything that I think was important in my journey, and some key things that I think are like so important if you're going through a difficult time, or if you're looking after someone that's going through a difficult time as the supporter, because again, you guys are just as important as the people that are going through that difficulty. So as it grew on and I started to post in January, 1st of January, I started doing these video postings and more of a vlogging style and create a little bit more content. I've realised that it's not just, again, me first, the Resilient brand. It's about the collective we. What impact can we do together to make a change? And I think that's really important. And really, like, community is going to be such a vast importance in our lives if all this talk about AI kicks off and, you know, we do have robots and automation to take over our jobs. Our satisfaction, our fulfillment is going to come from a community of people doing things together. You know, that I think it's been proven that loneliness is one of the hardest things in humanity to deal with. And it's probably one of the most causaceous things to people having mental health problems and spiraling out of control. And, you know, that's driven from my generation, definitely. We've been taught to be independent, successful, show that you can be the best of your game and be to the top of everything you do. And that's resulted in people working from home, slaving away for 14-hour days, or however long it might be, isolated on their own. And they've lost this sense of community. They've become lonely. I think religion is a huge uptake at the moment. But again, just to summarize all those aspects together, I think that's where the Resilient community, or the Resilient Collective is what I call it now. And all my handles have changed on my social media platforms now to @RSLNT Collective, because I want us to be the collective of people that do good And ultimately, you can make a vast, more amplified change if you're together than you are as one person. And that's just the way it works, unfortunately. But so that is kind of where the brand has evolved into Resilient Collective now, because I want to bring people together to do good things currently in the UK, but around the world would be a great, great success down the line. And even if it's just supply and provide guidance and a bit of wisdom to people, talk to them, be open and welcoming, not necessarily just raising money and you know, not even making this as a monetized business. This is more important to me, that it's people first, it's give back first than it is to actually benefit personally from it. And I think that's so important for us as people today, because I do think we've been narrowed down into this selfish culture, especially in the UK. We're very like negative, and rather than being grateful for people having their successes, the first thing we do, we get, I guess, an air of jealousy, and we pick faults in everything they've done. But whereas we should be saying, great, go you, great for having a try. So I've really realised that now that Resilient Collective is more important as a brand. And I really want to get another jumper made, and maybe put a little store or something on that we can sell a few t-shirts or jumpers that can, you know, profits from it we can use for good causes as well going forward, and hopefully help grow the impact that I want to really do. And this is very hard because I do it in my free time after work or at weekends when I'm working a full-time job. So again, from that I've learned how the different platforms work, and I have a TikTok page. Again, it's at Resilient Collective. I've got an Instagram page, which is the official_resilient. And then I've got this YouTube channel that I post this long form to, which is again Resilient Collective, at Resilient Collective. And I want to use this YouTube channel, and this is what I've learned, like the YouTube channel is more for guidance, engaging how-tos, and grow. You come and watch me try and grow something, and I'm only 26 days into doing content creation, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things. So if I'm my goal is to keep doing this for as long as possible this year. I don't want any financial gain out of it or anything like that. It's just to try and grow an audience, grow a community of people, grow the collective, to help amplify my reach to the people who have an even bigger audience. Then I'm there to help orchestrate good causes with them and amplify that, because they're all busy doing their own thing, and I want to be the person that can help pull the strings and make things happen. And if you watched any of my content last week, there's this, I was talking about Harry Styles, because ever since he's announced he's doing a tour and a new album, my wife has been waffling in my ear all week, and she finally got some tickets. But I actually challenged to try and get a video out to Harry, because I think there's so many people out there, young people aspiring to be like him, aspiring musicians, but also young people that just admire him. And a message from Harry would go so far in terms of helping people, and even if it just puts a smile on someone's face for a day, you know, that's a good cause thing. He's, you know, not me first, giving back. So I think that's really important, and I'm still trying to keep pushing towards it. I might make some more short content around trying to get a conversation with Harry, but that's all I want. It's just literally 10 minutes with Harry Styles to see how we could help leverage his importance. He's a key person of influence, and amplify him to make other people's lives happier, or just give someone a good smile on their face. So I've also realised like TikTok and Instagram need to be different for me, and I currently make a video for TikTok, and I will often just repost that on Instagram, thinking to myself, I just need to post something every day. I need to post something every day. But I think Instagram needs to be more, for me, Instagram's more formal, but more of a carousel, image style content with more detail to it. Whereas TikTok is me, short bursts, short content with a small caption that summarizes what I'm trying to say at that moment in time. And everything I'm saying in TikTok is, and again on Instagram, is to amplify good for someone, or just to try and help make someone happy, or just talk about a generic topic in that moment in time. So I'm learning, and I think I need to really change a few tactics. Literally, I work in construction. I'm not a social media person. I'm not tech savvy. I don't sit and scroll. So this is all new to me, but I really want to use it for good, and I really want to amplify it. And that's why I go to YouTube. YouTube is so good to see these elements being made and the growth of it. And hopefully, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, we look back at these videos and they'll still be here for everyone to watch, of how you can start something that's bigger than you. And I go back to the 4 things I chose, and one of them was doing something this year that was bigger than I could ever imagine. And this, I'm already doing something way out of my comfort zone, but it's something I aspire to do. And talking to you guys and being embarrassed with what I say, but also with a hint of hope that someone takes something good away from this. So it's starting to slowly grow into, I'm going to say a business plan, but it's not a business plan for monetization. And I hope that comes with it so that we can use that for good causes. But it's a business plan, it's a structure of what I need to do now to take it to the next step. Because for me, creating the content myself isn't the driver. There's many other great people out there that can do such a better job than I am, and that are probably 10 years ahead of me in their expertise on how to do it. And they'll have such a greater amplification. I just need to get content creators to come to me, message me, want to join me in what we aspire to do with the Resilient Collective. And that's what I've been reaching out recently to people on Instagram to try and say, look, this is what I'm trying to do. Would you like to come and join me? Do you want to help build upon it? And I'm just going to keep sending those DMs out, because that's, no one's responded to me yet. And I have only probably sent it to 20 people, and most of those people are probably way out of my league at the moment. But it only takes one to get the ball rolling, and then this compounding effect should help so many people. And I guess on the back of that, that's why I want to try and start this little community. And I've been looking at, there's School, I think it's called, that is like, you can create a community on there. And for a start, I just want it to be an open forum for people to come and talk and chat to. And then I also I've looked at this Stan store again. That's something that I just want people to be able to come to the community and talk to me about it, anything, or talk to each other. And it just becomes one big helpful community. And I follow so many amazing people now on Instagram that you can sign up to their little community pages on Instagram, and they post these good cause videos, and you follow it through, and you can help support in those moments in time. And there's so many nice people on there, but it's so engaging, and there's so much love to give out there, which is amazing. But I do also want to try and amplify this YouTube side of it as well, because I'm really keen on hearing real life people's stories. And what I mean by that is, personally, I love to listen to podcasts of the people that come on Diary of a CEO or Joe Rogan or whatever it might be, and listen to their take on the world, listen to their take in things like AI and business. and also listen to them on their inspiration of good causes. But they're only really on those videos because obviously they're a key person of influence. They have an audience already, which is helping amplify that podcaster's audience. And I get it, that's how you grow and that's how you need to do. But I think there's so many amazing people out there that have a story to tell that could probably be so much more relatable. And so that's why I really want to carry on speaking to people in everyday life about their lives, their views on what the world is right now and their aspirations and what they think their purpose is and what they're doing in their lives right now, because that's probably so much more relatable to an average person watching this video than it is to us watching Stephen Bartlett talking to some ex-CIA person, because all we're thinking is, oh yeah, this, that and the other. They're on there because they're selling a book. I don't want the platform to be advertising everything at this moment in time. And you know what? If it gets to that point and it's helping generate revenue, great, don't get me wrong, but I still want to stay true to myself as hearing everyday, real people's stories. So yeah, that's kind of like the week and where it's been. And it's, life's hard sometimes and you go up, there's so many ups and downs. And I think my biggest thing, again, is talking back to that where the whole name of this idea for me has come from, is the resilience in whatever life throws at you, you can get through it because there is so much more you're able to give without you knowing. And it's the fear of the unknown, isn't it? Like, no one likes change. No one likes not knowing what's around the corner. But I can promise you, every time that's happened in my life, people have been there to help prop you up. Your own guts and glory have got you through those moments. And I think you are able to do more than you'd ever imagine, but you're just scared of finding out. And you should never have to find out in those moments, because hopefully your life doesn't have difficult moments like I've had in mine. But when you do, and however scary it might be, just remember and trust me, you are more resilient than you'll ever know. And I think that's the biggest takeaway from everything I'm learning now, everything we're doing together, everything I'm trying to give back. I can't express enough how important it is to trust yourself and stay true to yourself. And at the weekend, I was approached by a couple of people raising money for children with hearing difficulties in school. And think how much more difficult, and I happily donated to the charity, but think of how difficult that is for someone else not being able to hear properly, or we take for granted how lucky we are to have our hearing, and also so many other things we take for granted. But think how resilient they are in moments of everyday life that we choose to listen. We are fortunate enough to run our lives without having to think about it, whereas those poor kids have to have a difficult or a more difficult education, a more challenging life, but they are more resilient than we'll ever be because they live that day in, day out. And I just think like that is really important to me. I think resilience is so good, and it's so under advertised in your everyday life, and it's so, I guess, like, it's so just not respected, or you don't trust yourself to have that resilience. And all I can say is, if you can trust me for whatever it might be, you are more resilient. So please, again, This week, I want to keep messaging people to help try and build upon this resilient collective. If you can help watch this video, share this video to anyone, watch me grow something that hopefully is bigger than I could ever imagine. Like, subscribe, I guess. And I will, give me some feedback, because I want to know what you want to know. I have experienced a difficult life, and those aren't, I'm not comparing it to anyone else's difficulties, but if I can share some of my struggles with you guys, and if you could take just one thing away from it, then all this is worth it for me. All this is absolutely worth it, because there's nothing more important than giving back to people. And I don't give to receive. That isn't the case. It's let's do something together. Let's do something amazing together. I watched this Simon Squibb. He's all over the place at the moment on my social media channels anyway, because obviously it's the algorithm that brings it to me. But he invests in people's dreams, and he gives people just literally 30 seconds of business advice and guidance, and gives them his book. And yeah, there's a lot of advertising for himself in there, but he's literally wanting to help people make their dreams come true. And a scary thought of that is like, if the world of AI happens, that everyone speaks about happening, like, what will we have to strive for? What will we do? And there might be equality, and people might come into their own, and if this universal income happens, then it might be a much better place. But obviously there's going to be some turmoil to get there. So I just think we have to support each other and do everything we can to help each other. And I think that's the start, isn't it? Do something today that helps someone. Go away after this video and go and speak to someone and just say, you are loved, or thank you for being my friend, because I think that's important. And I think we take that for granted sometimes, that we can just call upon someone and say, can you come and help me out? And they'll be there for you because they respect you. But we never say thank you. Or we do, but we don't say it outside of the moment. So yeah, like, subscribe, help push this out there, help me get some followers. My content is at Resilient RSLNT Collective on TikTok, and then official_RSLNT on Instagram. And then if you're already watching on YouTube, it's at RSLNT Collective. And if you're already a YouTuber, if you're already someone making content and you can help me make better videos, please give me a message. Thanks, guys.